We're still doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're back, huh?
We're back.
There's really nothing to say. I don't know.
I don't know.
Where have you been? I don't know.
I was dealing with a lot stuff I can and can't get into. But I'm good now.
You're good?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Scratch That. Let's talk about that.
Long time no see. Apologies for that.
Yeah, we've just been kind of in a silent break, I guess.
We've been in a little hiatus. Nothing personal between us. Don't even.
No, we broke up, like, you know.
Mm-mm.
No? Wow, not even for the bit? Okay.
Not even for the bit.
Not even for the bit? You just went ahead and stabbed me in the heart.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to talk about Billy Eichner's movie Bros. I'm kidding. I
haven't seen that yet.
I wish we were like sponsored by Bros. But God,
I want to be sponsored by
who?
Fuck, I can't come up with a good bit. Shit.
Who do you want to be sponsored by? I don't know. I can't come up with the bit. God damn it.
Golf floor. Please give me free
Golf
shit.
wing. Fuck that. Golf. Fuck that. Golf.
That song's iconic.
I mean,
Speaking of Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We're talking about...
This is the weirdest way we've ever, like, transitioned into an album, by the way.
We need to go through all the weird transitions and make them into a compilation for the end of the year.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't done this in, like a month?
Like almost 2 months.
And now it's like, it feels like we're kind of getting back in the saddle, but, like...
We're trying to figure it all out again.
What the fuck how do we do this shit again?
Excuse me.
So,
I'm going to be coughing throughout most of this, so my bad.
Brent Faiyaz. Okay, so long story short, to catch y'all up, we were going to talk about Brent Faiyaz's album. We were going to talk about some other stuff, like Denzel Curry's album. I think we were going to maybe follow up with the IDK album. Life kind of was like...
all over the place for us.
A little crazy. Like Alvaro said, you stop sipping on the quart, sir, please.
My bad.
You all right? You all right over there? Do we need to?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm like, do we need to break? Do we need to break?
No, I got water. I'm good.
But long story short, things happen. We're here. We're talking about Brent Faiyaz's. It's not new anymore, but it's his newest.
His newest
Wasteland.
album. Yeah.
Brent Faiyaz's new album, Wasteland, is a story centerpiece about a toxic relationship and how a toxic relationship is complex. There's two sides to the relationship, and it's basically just this interweaving story with skits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. It feels fun. It feels classic with a new
fun in parts.
Yeah.
We'll get into that though. How parts of it are fun. But yeah, should we talk about
Villain's theme?
Yeah, Villain's theme.
This is less of a theme and more of like kind of a collection of like people talking with instrumentals in the background. And I think it works beautifully as an introduction of this world that we're about to see, the story we're about to be enthralled with for an hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mainly just a conversation between him and a woman. I mean, we can imply...
There's several conversations going on, though. And that's something I want to bring up when we get to the last song, Angel, later on. So, I'm going to save my piece for that. But you go ahead. You go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Well, I'm just saying, the main thing that they're discussing here is they're discussing the topic of toxic and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And how that can be perceived one way or the other. And I think that's something interesting to keep in mind throughout this whole album, is that you can perceive, like, okay, like there's certain songs on here that you can perceive one way, like when they were singles, but when you hear them in context to the album, they sound a lot different now.
Which I feel like we should talk about the singles that came out before that are on this album. So, Gravity...
Yeah, that's going to be awkward, but okay.
No, not separately, just mentioning,
Oh, okay.
Gravity, which had been released, I think, a year prior, maybe 2 years ago.
Something like that. Wasting Time definitely had been a single.
Yeah. Dead Man Walking.
Yes.
And the last one that came out before the album was Price of Fame.
Okay. I believe Role Model may be a single now. Now that the album is out. I could be wrong about that.
Jackie Brown definitely became a single because they remixed
like Jackie Brown.
We'll get to that.
The Loose Change.
Loose Change. I have there's 2 songs named Loose Change in my main playlist, and so it's always fun to figure out which one I want to listen to. It's either the one that's from the Alchemist album we did like a year back, or this one. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
this loose change. This is such a good introduction, and I love the instrumental so much for this track. It's so good. This is the first track that's not like part of the story. I mean, it is, but like not
It is.
verbally speaking, like all that.
I do want to give a shout out to Ralph Sadiq for those amazing strings of dun, 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 dun. It really sets the tone for like the whole song.
Like there's some sort. It's like a sense of beauty, but also ominous at the same time. It's kind of beautiful.
For those youngsters out there who may not know who Ralph Sadiq is, he was in Tony, Tony, Tony.
I don't know who that
For the
is. No.
no, you don't feel good to know that. No, okay,
Nope.
all right. See, folks, this kid don't know about Tony, Tony.
I don't know about a whole lot of things.
I'm being over here being a boomer. He's like, what's up? But
Getting old.
things in the relationship here, though, as far as I can tell, they're kind of
This is where it all
not
starts.
perfect, but not terrible.
I think the line, I remember when you couldn't tell me a thing, but now you talk so much it drives me insane, kind of perfectly encapsulates Brent as a person and his attitudes towards things that become more present later on, and how he feels despite the fact that like he is in love with someone else and he has someone else in his life as well. So
Oh yeah, well said, well said.
yeah, Gravity. This one with Tyler the Creator and DJ Dahi? Die? I don't know.
I do not know, but also Steve Lacy did have some work on the production. I believe he submitted.
I think he also helped write a little bit of
Yeah,
it too.
helped write a little bit. Got a writing credit. Definitely, certainly did the guitar on this
Yeah.
one. But yeah,
Steve Lacy definitely has a style of production that you can kind of figure it out. Like if you hear, you wouldn't initially like figure it out as a Steve Lacy song, but once you like listen to his music, you can kind of like, oh yeah, I get it.
but yeah, Gravity. This is it's a nice little groovy track.
Like I said, this one's been a single that had been released. I think we talked about this before,
We talked about this a long ass time ago.
a long ass time ago.
I had to like remember it when you like initially said, "Hey, let's talk about this album." I was like, "Wait," because I'd listened to the song on my own because I love Tyler anyways, and like I'd been a casual fan of Brent. I kind of got brought back because of a single that we'll talk about later, but this is a really nice track. It's definitely about. It's kind of in the middle because like he is still appreciating this person, but also there is the toxic nature of him discussing like the song goes through a fine line of having confidence, but also like being a little bit full of yourself.
Yeah,
And I think this particular song kind of draws that line a little bit.
I think the line "Don't act like I'm average" is a perfect like encapsulation of like how full of himself he is on this song, and like it's a good song too, cause it's about like waiting for love, but at the same time, maybe she doesn't want it, but Brent's like, hey, I'm not some normal ass dude. You either get me or you don't.
And yeah, I mean, also he is kind of implying like, hey, if you don't like what's going on in the relationship, maybe you should possibly move on.
Yeah.
It's definitely heavily implied, like, hey, I don't want you waiting too long. But yeah, pretty good. Also, shout out Gemini Rights by Steve Lacy. Just want to give that a shout out real quick. Great album.
My ex like my name ain't Steve. All right.
I wish I knew you wanted me. I'm sorry, wrong album. We're not talking about that.
We're gonna talk about that a different day though.
Oh boy,
For sure.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have a bisexual freak out.
All right, Heal Your Heart interlude. This is one of the first interludes of the entire album. Holy shit, it's so good.
I want to side rant for a second because Pitchfork called these interludes annoying.
I don't think so.
And I know Pitchfork is an easy target. They are known for really being harsh on hip-hop, rap records, R&B records in general. We're going to group all three of those things together because they've been notorious for rating those albums very hard. Music in general, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're known for being very analytical, and you can tell certain reviewers have bias towards certain artists.
Yeah.
That said, my personal opinion on this interlude is I think that this helps it feel like a story. So we get this interlude that helps us understand that clearly one, his girl has mental health issues and needs help,
and he doesn't know how to help her out.
Yeah.
He isn't aware. He's trying his hardest to help, but he doesn't know how.
and I feel like that could lead her to a bigger conversation that I'm just not educated on. Maybe we'll pin that for another day when we can bring somebody into the show to discuss that.
Yeah.
But I do think that this one, I do think sadly some people can probably relate to this because toxic relationships are sadly just a thing that some people don't know they're in.
Yeah.
And it's just a reality, and sometimes hurt people accidentally or purposely hurt people as well. And that's just unfortunate. I do think that this part of the story, the narrative, is very honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very well done. I mean, it doesn't feel corny. It feels like they're having a natural conversation about like life, you know, the baby. There's a lot of details that are brought up later that are mentioned here.
Are you sure you're not also talking about the skit Maniac? Did you actually group those together?
Yeah. I guess whatever.
But yeah, the skit Maniac. This is where it's more of like story beats intertwined with the music. I like this. This is where we get our first glimpse into this story of like what will eventually happen later on. He's having an argument with his pregnant girlfriend, and she doesn't feel like she's being appreciated in this relationship, and she's obviously carrying his child, and there's a lot of promises he's not making. A lot of things she wished he was there for, but he can't do. And she's definitely aware that he's cheating, or at least might be involved with someone else.
Yeah, for sure. And also, everything that I said can't apply to either or as well, because I do think the lyrics to that other song also.
I think she mentions.
Apply.
She also mentions that, he promised to be the love and support system, but she doesn't feel like there is. She feels alone.
Because here's the thing. I did accidentally get started talking about the skit. I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the skit now, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's a very honest conversation that they're having about life and shit. But yeah,
oh my god, this is my favorite track off this whole thing. It's also currently my second most streamed song on Spotify, that's on the. I don't know, probably something to keep concerned about. But
Doom. Do.
I love this song. I love this track so much.
I would say that this song makes me feel like I'm floating on a cloud.
It does. There's a lot of like, you hear the song at first and it's like, oh, he's probably talking about her, and then you hear about, oh, your new man, like, oh, he is cheating. He is confirming it at this point that he's cheating.
Yeah, I hope you. I think you had told me this is where you were at the first time when you initially listened to it.
Yeah.
And I still vividly remember giving you a smile and going, I hope you like this part because this is as happy as it gets. It is as happy as it gets. After this point, there's no return.
I got made fun of for already knowing the lyrics to the song, like maybe not even 3 days after the song had come out. I loved it that much.
Who the fuck is roasting you for that?
I don't know. I was like, oh, it's this male manipulator music. I'm like, yeah, let me fucking enjoy it. I think it's good.
Like, at the end of the day, if you enjoyed the album...
At the end of the day, it ain't...
I'm trying to have a serious, genuine moment with you, and you start roasting my ass. This man's like, I don't want to hear it.
The fucking one guy, British guy on TikTok. She's
there's
a human being.
There's like a million of them. What do you mean?
I got scared. I saw Rip the Queen. I had to make sure Latifah was fine.
Anyways, Price of Fame.
Oh my god, this was one of the singles that came out maybe a few weeks before the album came out. I think this is a pretty good track.
It's a pretty good track.
Out of all the beat switches, I think the last one's the best because it just feels so harmonic and beautiful. I think the let me see the lyrics.
I think this is a very complex song though, because Brent is talking about how this is going to be an interesting podcast experience for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm dying
He's
here.
dying over here.
I'm in the corner dying.
The universe is.
I haven't been around.
Sure?
I haven't been around his cat for so long, and the allergies are hitting me.
He's like, I'll be Earl my. Oh
my god.
But yeah, this song is all about how like, yeah, you know, he's famous and all that, but like, and I feel like that's a deeper conversation that like most people like don't want to talk about. How, yeah, money and fame is great, but like it doesn't really make you happy, does it? Always.
Like the title says, there's a price of fame.
Like, yeah, the sense of security can make you happy, and that's the problem I have with. I respect people who say that, but I'm like, you're saying that in the moment when you don't have it.
Yeah.
But I can promise you this: you will get to that point, and if you are not putting things in check, it won't feel any different. I promise you right now. It will not feel any different, unfortunately, unless you get certain things in check, because there's too many people like Chester Bennett and people that we've lost who, you know. And the thing is, I do think that this album kind of walks that line of Brent's not kind of happy at certain points in this album.
He isn't. So he finds comfort in someone else sometimes, and obviously that hurts his pregnant girlfriend.
But, you know, I will say at the very least on this song, he does admit that he's not perfect, and that's something not a lot of men have a problem admitting that.
Yeah,
I have to be honest.
Man, you gotta fix that.
As toxic as this album can get at certain points, the fact that he stops to have this serenading moment, like I'm not perfect, to like talk to this woman. Now, we could argue he may be talking to the other girl. Mm-hmm. We don't know.
Remember, this is when I forgot to mention on the skate Ego Maniac, he leaves to go on a plane, I think to do some business.
Like as far as he told her.
Exactly. I mean, that's coming up later on.
Because he's very defensive, like, oh, that's my manager.
That's my manager. Oh,
we know that that's probably not the manager. Yeah. It's probably not, from the way she's reacting, probably not. But yeah. Ghetto Gatsby.
This is a good track.
Ralph Sadiq is back.
Alicia Keys.
What an interesting little song this is, because those signature Ralph chords are there. Oh my god, those chords. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. But you know, we get a nice little detour. We get a song about how life on the road is, and well, you know, how he's trying to dedicate himself to one woman, but you know, that damn temptation.
He's out and about everywhere. So.
And Alicia Keys is she's just popping off. She's like, I'm like, damn. I almost forgot. I was like, damn, she can actually rap though. I forgot about that. But yes. Shall we talk about wasting time with the Neptunes? And I was about to say Pharrell, but it's the Neptunes.
The big your light your existence is a light one in this room.
Okay, so I see you want to talk about the elephant in the room that happened this week.
Fuck Drake. I don't like him. I never really liked him. Okay. If you're reading this, It's Too Late was obviously his best work ever. I'm okay with that being that good. I can't hate him for that because that's really good. I hate him as a person because he's so full of himself.
Yes.
And
I agree, yeah.
Him going after Anthony Fantano just because, I don't like your music, here's my opinion on it. Why would you go after someone like that? No.
I got something to say, but
even Anthony was all like, yeah, people don't like my reviews, but like I don't go out and actively say, "Oh, you suck for having a different opinion than I do."
Okay, first of all, I want to address something that I think is so ridiculous about this whole situation.
The vegan cookie recipe.
That plays part into what I'm about to say. Yes. Okay, first of all, in defense of Anthony Fantano, the fact, so as far as I'm gonna try and see if the timeline's correct. I think this is correct. Anthony made the video. Drake released the real DMs, and then Fantano went on live to clarify what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
I think that's his timeline.
Because the vegan cookie recipe was actually fake. That was
completely
fake.
Yeah.
So,
I assume so.
It was fake. Because I think, how was it? Yeah, Anthony trolled Drake into releasing his real DMs, and everyone fucking flamed Drake for it.
Okay, first of all,
Donald is a better actor turned rapper than you'll ever be, Drake.
Yeah, but that's because Drake never put himself out there as an actor.
And because Donald has fucking talent.
I mean, Degrassi was pretty good though, but I digress. That's not the point of this conversation.
That's where Drake's.
But also, I do want, in defense of Drake, Drake was an actor first before he was a musician, so.
That's where Drake's gonna go in my DMs because I'm fucking.
Oh yes, so much. Correct. Yes, Donald was. Well, Donald also expressed.
Donald for Spider-Man.
Donald, no, we're done with that one.
No,
we can't. He can't be Miles, man.
He can be an older Miles.
Is that a thing in the comics?
Maybe it could be.
I guess. I mean,
he voiced.
I don't mean a comic book nerd.
He did voice Miles in the
Drake Bell one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
Sorry. I only seriously watched the episode for Donald. That's it.
I don't want to watch the one with Drake Bell. Okay,
what are you talking about? He did nothing wrong. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh, talking about two problematic Drakes.
Okay, let's get over this conversation so we can get over it. Okay. The fact that Drake let he let this such lighthearted. I've seen the full video in context. It's so lighthearted. It's so like wholesome.
Yeah.
The fact that he let that video get to him is fucking
Your
ridiculous.
existence is the light one, and the only one is because you were able to marry a black girl.
Okay.
Drake, why would you say that?
We'll get to that in a second. Second, the fact that he's clearly watched the reviews by doing the light one thing. He's clearly watched the reviews and been sitting there watching them.
He's analyzing.
He's known about the reviews. He's watched them clearly.
Now, Drake, if you only put more effort into actually writing your shit better, people would like you.
Well,
I just hate Drake.
You know Drake doesn't write it. Okay. Sorry, Drizzy Drake. I mean, I love you, Drake.
Hey, Pusha T dissed you. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember when he whined about that too.
Hey,
the whole baby thing.
Yeah. Who the fuck was hiding a child? Not Pusha.
You're not wrong though. So we can get
more
this.
attention in an Adidas press run. Woo!
Sorry. I like how people think that this is gonna go anywhere. When one, Drake's
gonna
some stupid ass stuff.
Drake's gonna fucking murder me.
Two, he's got to murder Anthony Fantano because did you hear what Fantano said during live?
No, what?
So he was like talking about like what happened basically and doing like a skim version of it. And then I kid you not, he really said this during Instagram Live. I don't know why Drake is DMing me. I'm not 18. I stopped the video to go, damn Fantano. Holy shit. So the beef is not going away. Oh yeah,
the Millie Bobby Brown thing. Fuck, I always forgot that.
Don't forget about Billie Eilish. She was also DMing her too.
That's true.
Don't forget about Miss I.
It's always so funny.
I swear it wasn't on purpose that I'm wearing this hat.
It's always so funny hearing Millie Bobby Brown in interviews. Like, oh yeah, Drake's texts me all the time. Like,
she was like 14 too.
She was. That was like when Stranger Things season 2 was happening.
Around that time, yeah.
Season 2?
Season 1 to 2 was transitioning, yes. Correct.
Also, I finished all Stranger Things, and this, the show was catered to specifically.
No spoilers.
Let
me watch it on my own pace.
Let me fucking talk. It's Latin Heritage Month, and you're not letting me fucking speak. That's racist of you. That's fucking racist. Cancel him. I know his Twitter. I will.
Oh, please.
This is his Twitter account.
They're just gonna see a big giant rainbow.
Cancel him. He doesn't like Hispanic people.
That's not true at all.
See that he's arguing with a Hispanic person. He doesn't like me.
Please don't cancel me, internet.
Fuck him. Bro.
Okay,
New Drake. I'm kidding.
Let's move on to the actual song instead of making this about the controversy.
Fuck Drake. That's my last take about him.
Okay.
However,
However,
credit where credit is
however,
due.
I remember specifically how I got you to listen to this song.
However, credit where credit is due. Drake's not that bad on this song. I actually kind of like it.
I still remember that this was the funniest thing that ever happened when the single came out.
Yeah.
I was like, you were all like, "Oh, I love Brent Faiyaz." I'm like, "So have you heard that song you did with the Neptunes?" No. I'm like, "Oh, bad. All right, let's put it on right now."
I'm like, oh, it's so good. You can't even sit in peace.
And then the
'Cause
Drake
all
verse happened.
they
And
want
you were bamboozled. You couldn't figure out how you felt. You're like, I think I like this, but like, I don't like it.
Drake's
But I
the
like
weakest
it.
part. Drake's the weakest part of the song, but it's still pretty good. So I give this.
I got to give credit where credit is due because one, this is just a fun ass song about.
You can have
We can okay, here's the thing.
Space.
I thought
More
about this
that
so
you
differently when I
need.
heard the song because it's just like, oh, you know, he's just talking about like having fun with a woman and like yada yada. Now I'm kind of wondering, like, is he telling this to multiple women or just the one he loves? Now I'm wondering.
Oh shit!
Because
Don't
the song
close
is
your
called
eyes to
Wasting
get
Time.
away and in my mind, and I love Ray J. Beautiful girl, you saying this? I'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Because it could be implied either way
Oh, we're drinking the
because
champagne.
of Drake's verse, because of what he's talking about hotel rooms. Could be either way. Could be either way on that one. Good song though. I like it. Shout out to Pharrell. Screw Chad. I'm kidding. I love the Neptunes even though they're a little problematic, but we won't get into that today.
Fuck Drake. Anyway, Rolling Stone. My favorite JoJo's reference.
Rolling Stone. I'm trying to think of like, is this the one where he goes, "I'm sorry
Yes.
if in advance if I let you down."
Ah, so good.
I had to remember the melody in my head. Like, is this the right one?
Yeah. I'm a Rolling Stone. Ah, it's so good.
But this is an interesting song here because he admits his flaws and apologizes.
It's
and-
weird hearing this much like urgency and like apologeticness from someone who's so toxic. Like, yeah, they know they're flawed, but they can't help themselves no matter like well they can.
I think that's the thing that makes this album a little more complex than it should be. Is
Mhm.
that toxic people
aren't aware of the fact that they're toxic, but Brent is. But he's like, I can't do. It's not like I'm even doing much to stop.
Yeah, but also like toxic people can admit when they're flawed sometimes, and also can't apologize because some people do slowly change and admit that their faults are there. That's the thing.
I
And
think
Brent
we're
is admitting that.
I think we're slowly. Yeah, he's slowly starting to realize. Yeah.
I can't wait till later.
All right.
FYTB
That's an
featuring Junie.
That's an acronym for something. Junie Cortez.
Junie. I apologize to that artist. That's probably I did not.
Fuck you
intend to
talking about? Fuck you talking about?
Man, he's married to Megan Trainor now.
Shout out Junie Cortez.
Man's is just living side quests. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna marry that all about that bass chick.
So is Snoop Dogg. Kitty.
Snoop Dogg.
Cat Counter's back.
Okay, first of all,
Doggyland.
that's exactly what I was gonna mention. I'm like, can we talk about how Snoop Dogg just straight up was like, I'm gonna make a kids show on YouTube.
Should we review it? No, we shouldn't.
And you know what? I've watched all of them. They're actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I would show my kids this.
What is it? He brought up that no one has a consistent color palette because there is no like 'cause everyone's different in Doggyland and we all accept our differences. I'm like, Snoop Dogg, you
Yeah,
fucking
because-
G.
Because all the best kids shows have to deal with that, Mr. Rogers and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry, I can't mention that without saying Sesame Street because Sesame Street was the major reason that could even exist in the public eye.
Shout out Sesame Street. Love Jim Henson. That man's
Also-
a fucking treasure.
Side note: screw you, Warner Brothers, for removing fucking Sesame Street from Hulu, HBO Max.
Also, fuck Warner Brothers. Just fuck Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Except you guys are producing.
but give me more Harley Quinn, please. I
You-
need my lesbian relationship to continue.
I mean, you guys are producing JoJo's, so I can't hate you that much. I bought all the fucking manga
like,
and merch.
but JoJo's so like.
Fuck Warner Brothers, except the department
Except
that's
the part about JoJo's.
except the people who are running JoJo's. Y'all are doing a good job.
No, y'all are cool,
Y'all are
but
cool.
also, it's kind
Fuck
of
Ezra Miller. He's not. Did you hear? He is getting away with everything. Because he made them sign NDA forms.
Yeah. Oh, pause on that because they, just so you know.
My bad.
Just so you know.
My apologies for that.
I'll leave that in just so we have an honest moment here. You didn't know they.
I know. I'd known. I had just forgotten because I was just so caught up in the fact that they.
Not. And here's the thing: an honest discussion about pronouns for a second, because as much as they are a bad person,
yeah.
You know, you should be somewhat respectful of their individuality, even though like Ezra Miller is like a terrible human being. Like fucking
genuinely terrible person. Ezra Miller is a genuinely terrible human being.
They've gotten away with so much toxic behavior.
They have, and now they got everyone to sign NDA forms, pretty much saying they can't talk about it or sue them. So please,
listen, Warner Brothers,
fire Ezra Miller. It is the only logical step.
I'm gonna look straight into the camera, Warner Brothers, and tell you.
Me too.
It's not a good look when you're canceling the movie with the Latino lead.
No. Are they canceling Blue Beetle?
No, Batgirl.
Oh, that's right.
I hope Blue Beetle's not next because I need Miguel from Cobra Kai to have his movie.
I know. I'm almost done with season 5 of Cobra Kai. I'm on.
We'll discuss that later.
I'm on episode.
I have thoughts.
Anyway, back to the song.
Anyways, we haven't even been talking about this song.
I literally figured out the acronym for this.
Yes, what is it?
Fuck you talking about.
Fuck. Oh, that would make more sense because that. Oh yeah, because they do say "fuck you talking." They do say that in the song. That's right.
I don't hate the song. It's kind of the weaker song for me. I still think it's pretty good though.
You know, I just thought it was like kind of like a break song because
yeah,
I still think it's fun because maybe it's the love, maybe it's the drugs, maybe it's all the above.
No, that's not this one.
Oh, whoops, wrong song. Oh wait, yes. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm talking about X. My bad.
That one's good.
Oops, wrong song, folks.
No, you're good.
Apologies.
This is okay. I don't hate it, but I mean, I could take it. If it's a take it or leave it situation.
Oh, okay.
This song.
Now that I just read my notes, I'm like, okay.
This song works for the narrative, but I don't think it's that good.
But yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oblivion.
Oh my god,
movie
this
with Tom
skit,
Cruise.
this skit. This is the true sign that Brent is a flawed human being who, no matter how aware he is that he's fucking up and is obviously hurting his girlfriend who's carrying his child, he is still going out and making mistakes and getting involved with other women.
Yeah, you got it. Here's the thing, because there's a part where he acknowledges. Here's the thing.
He mentions
there's a moment where he rips off the Band-Aid for me that it kind of hurt a little bit because. Okay, so obviously this woman knows that he's in a relationship.
Yeah, he knows.
She knows.
Well, she knows.
He's in a relationship. She does because she acknowledges it. Like, oh, it's not. This is the part where it kind of hurt for me for him because she said, "It's not like you have a baby with her."
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't say a word at all to that. That was worth noting for me because I was like, ooh. But yeah, basically the basic gist of the skit besides that is, you had to say that, yeah, he's a flawed person.
I think what's interesting, he mentions on Price of Fame, being famous isn't what it is. What I think he's trying to recapture is that early sense of, hey, I'm famous. Let me just get all this fucking alcohol and women in a car and just live my life. I think he's trying to recapture that moment again. He doesn't realize he's hurting him. He's hurting himself in a vicious cycle of, hey, let me just keep doing this and hurting his girlfriend.
I did not think about it that way, but yeah, I see it now.
No, for real, because like, a lot of men. I'm not gonna say all men, but a lot of men are addicted to the honeymoon cycle of like relationships when you just get started out and you're just all cute and cuddly and shit for like the first like month or so. So many men are like addicted to that.
I feel attacked, but keep going.
My bad, but I think the same thing could be said for Brent. He's probably addicted to that little cycle of, oh, I just want someone who I can just be, attached to, but not too attached to emotionally.
I think you said pretty well, actually, yeah. But yeah, they just have their quickie and they're on their way.
Yeah. Dead Man Walking. Ah, this song's so good.
Now,
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear.
did you? I'm gonna ask you this question: did you hear the song differently when you heard it as a single and now? Because for me,
absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, I thought nothing of it when I heard the song. I was like, oh, this is
I
cool.
thought this is such a cool song because it's like, oh, it's him talking about like him just vibing around, him talking about a girl he likes. Like, okay,
if you wanna smoke, if you wanna
be who you wanna be,
with that badass violin in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, dude.
This is a good song. And now that I've realized it's part of a larger story, he's talking about his other girl, his side girl.
Yeah, how he has consequences to his actions, basically.
And it's kind of foreshadowing with the name of the song.
That's what I'm saying, because, like, before I thought nothing of the title. I'm like, oh. Okay, so this is part of the narrative. Oh, my. But, yeah, I mean, it is a really good song, really good single. I definitely... I shout out to Brent for, like, making me think about a song differently in the context of an album instead of a setting in a single, for sure. But now we're getting to addictions. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's the love. Maybe it's all the above.
Maybe I'm just fucked up.
What a like.
And like I said, it's like what I mentioned earlier on the Oblivion skit. That like dopamine cycle of the honeymoon phase of a relationship when you just started out.
I also do want to shout out. There's a feature on here.
Yeah.
I do not know this person's name.
Treymani?
Oh, okay. You know who that was. Okay.
No, I don't, but I can read names.
Wow. Okay.
I've heard good things. I kind of know.
I was about to fuck that name all up, by the way. I'm like, I did not see that part in the name by accident, and I was like, whoops.
Yeah.
Treymani. Yeah, he came through with a pretty good feature too.
It's so good.
This oddly enough for the subject matter, this one's a lot more like, if you can say, lighthearted actually.
It sounds lighthearted, but when you realize,
but like the lyrics are dark because he's talking.
It feels like a Weekend song. You ever listen to a Weekend song? He's talking about the most fucked up, depressing shit ever. But it's like, dang,
you mean all of Kissland, basically?
Yeah. The Kissland title track is one of my favorites. But holy shit, it sounds so good. I listen to the lyrics. I'm like,
oh, Drake ruined that album for you too, didn't he?
It's okay. This is the shit that I live for. This is shit that I die for. I mean, that's a good feature. I can't hate it for that.
I'll be your role model.
I'll be your role model.
Flawless, gorgeous, nauseous. I don't remember all the lyrics. I remember
this is him being that like overzealous, god complex individual. Like,
yeah, he's getting on this Kanye shit a little bit here.
He's like, I've been doing this for a while. I'm not gonna get caught. Nothing's gonna happen. I'll be a good role model for people and shit, and for you. And it's like,
yeah, see, he's getting into some toxic behavior where he's like, oh, I'm such a great person. I can get away with this behind the scenes. You know?
Oh, something I forgot to mention on Rolling Stone. He has that line, I'm rich as fuck and I'm nothing at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I forgot to mention that. That's him realizing, fuck, I'm flawed.
That he ain't shit.
Yeah.
And for a man to admit that.
Woof.
Yeah. But yeah, basically he's like, you know, he's saying, oh, he cares about XYZ, but like, at the end of the day, he's caring about the wrong things for the wrong reason, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And he's caring about materialistic things when he should be caring about, you know, emotions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Jackie Brown. Oh, it's such a good song.
My new bitch look like Jackie Brown.
No, my new bitch look like Halle. No, it's like, my old bitch look like Halle Berry.
Now, this is an interesting one.
Jackie Brown.
Because...
No, I think I fucked it up. No, my new bitch look like Halle Berry. My old bitch fuck like Jackie Brown. And like, I think what's interesting, this is the first time you can hear like normal spoken words in the background of a song. Because like, throughout most of the tracks, they've been like samples or like other things. Like, you know, briefly. This is the first time, it feels like it's for someone. Because you can hear every time he says, my old bitch fuck like Jackie Brown, there's a girl laughing in the background.
Sorry, thought the cat made a noise.
Oh, you're good. There's a girl laughing in the background as if this song is for someone. You ever watch that episode of Dave for the auto-tune thing? It's like that. This song is for someone. It's not his girlfriend who's has a child with. It's someone else. Almost seems like he does this for a bunch of people.
Yeah, I think you got it in the nose, actually. Yeah, for sure. Bad luck.
Oh.
Oh no. Yeah, I think this one's pretty cut and dry. That obviously Brent is admitting that previous things in his other relationships have affected his current love life,
Yeah.
and he's not taking accountability for it. But
Mhm.
but he is admitting, and at least admitting is the first step in taking accountability.
Admitting is the first step. With the hoes that got the worst rep. These long ass verses. That's all.
Oh my lord! But yeah,
Bound
to fall
in love.
I didn't want to sing it, but I'm like, God damn it.
Bound 2 is Kanye's best song. No, it's not. That's not.
Okay, at least this man admits it on video now.
Or
I've
is
been
it?
trying to get him to stop doing the meme, and he's like, all right, no, I'm
Bound
not getting
to.
canceled by Kanye.
Actually,
fans.
I fucking love Slow Jams. That's it. That's my current.
It's a more inferior song, or not
And
inferior. It's a
more
much better song.
A little Anita.
Also, can we shout out that Jamie Foxx for a comedian, quote unquote?
Yeah.
Also, the fact that he got boxed into being specifically a comedian
kind of annoying.
kind of shows the racism that people have in the world. That because he's XYZ,
he's got to be funny.
he's got to be. Listen, I know that he started on a show.
Hey, Pierre, you want to come out here?
It
In
is
New
pretty
York, I'm
iconic
really
that-
rock higher than my sorry.
That he got sampled for literally that, by the way. That's pretty iconic.
I know. It's iconic as
But
well.
Jamie Foxx played fucking goddamn Ray Charles. Deserved that fucking.
Tell your
Oscar.
Grammy. Tell your boss.
Well, now we're gonna have to get all serious though for the skit.
Holy
Wake
shit.
up call.
I was driving on the highway when I heard this for the first time.
So I think this one deserves to be talked about because, Brent's just getting home, and now reality sets in.
Yeah,
after all
he comes
this.
home after whatever the fuck he's been doing. Dark.
Apparently, he's been doing a lot according to this album.
Yeah, house empty, fucking dark. He calls his girlfriend because she doesn't know where she is, and she's obviously pregnant. So kind of spooky.
Spooky.
He,
This is serious.
Yeah,
actually.
she answers. She's depressed. She's how she just felt worthless throughout this entire relationship, and that she wants to get away from it all, including him. And she's never gonna meet this child, and neither is he.
It is very clear that this mental health problem that she's having is worse now.
It has been.
It's getting bad.
Because remember, she mentions. Oh, I forgot to mention on the first skit. She has no one out here in LA besides
Brent.
Brent.
That's right. We forgot to mention that. So now, not only is that loneliness that she was feeling in that first part of the story bad, it's getting worse because she feels unwanted.
She has no one to rely to in this new place because she moved to LA to be with Brent and have this kid, and she has no one. Brent's always gone, fucking around, being a musician, living the high life. She can't do anything because she has no one. She's alone, and so the only logical step for her, and that she can view in her mind, is to end it all because she feels alone.
And throughout this, I do have to give Brent a lot of credit because he's trying to talk down the situation and calm her down, and
he realizes his faults, but
it's too late though because
it sounds there's parts of it that sound genuine. He's obviously terrified because he obviously loves her still. He doesn't want to see her die.
But the problem is when people are in that state, it doesn't matter how genuine you can be sometimes. If they want to end it all. They're ready to end it all.
And she even mentions, "I'm going to the last place I ever felt happy when I met you."
Okay. Did you get Silent Hill vibes on that part?
A little bit.
I kind of did a little bit.
It's also that audio stinger when she mentions, "I'm never gonna meet this baby," like that piano key.
I was
in the background,
oh shit. This whole thing is somber and serious.
But yeah, he rushes out of his apartment, drives as fast as he can, illegally, by the way. No speeding.
Yeah, no, clearly but the engine exhaustion, clearly so much in this background. I do want to note something though that's very interesting about that part before we get there. So he's clearly rushing down wherever he is in an
Yeah.
elevator. I think what's very interesting about this skit, and something that I think is worth mentioning, is the way this skit utilizes sound. If you're listening in headphones, like you kind of pay attention to little details in the background. Little things are important, and there'll be something very important in a second that we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he gets on the phone. He's still on the phone with her in the car. Like, I'll be right there. Stay with me on the phone. Unfortunately,
She hangs.
up.
She hangs up, and he dials 911. Now obviously he's freaking out. He's not paying that much attention, driving so fast on the road. He calls 911. They answer. He isn't paying attention, and he crashes his car. It was genuinely fucked up hearing this when I was driving on the highway.
And it's
at like 90
especially
miles. So.
it's especially more fucked up if you pay attention really closely.
He's breathing still. He's alive.
Like, you can hear the breathing.
He is alive still. So yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
and then you can slowly hear the ambulances and the paramedics and all the cop cars slowly pulling up, realizing that he has to deal with all this alone, the same way she had been feeling from everything. I feel like there's a little bit of irony in there.
A little bit.
But then the last track, Angel. It sounds a little too harmonious for what it sounds a little too happy for what just in terms
You
of
could
melody.
say that. However, I don't think so, because you're hit immediately with Ralph like his production again.
Yeah.
And I really think when you get to that part after that happens, for me, I get goosebumps when I hear those strings, and then Brent's I don't care. Like, I start floating when I hear this.
Brent has some beautiful ass vocals. It almost kind of distracts you with how fucked up this is.
Well, actually, that's more so why, because in the context of the album, it feels like you're in the closing credits of a movie, the way that he's singing this part.
There's
but
something
for what I am always here to stay. Da, na, na, da, na, 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 na. And maybe we could argue that he sounds happy, but I think it's more so about the emotion of clearly he just lost somebody and a baby. Clearly.
Yeah.
And
But what I want to bring up, it's something that, like, with this song specifically and the way the first track, Villain's Theme, this doesn't sound like it just happened. It sounds like it happened like a while ago, and he's explaining to someone he cares about again why he doesn't open up and how he's afraid to lose people. You ever realize that he mentions
living in hell?
Yeah, living. You're an angel in disguise, living in hell. Then maybe you'll save me in the end. He's reminiscing. He's not necessarily talking about this like it's recent. A little depressing.
I never thought about it that way.
Because with the way Villain's Theme plays out, it's the initial conversation where him and his pregnant girlfriend meet, and it's intertwined with him forming new bonds and relationships over time. Yes, some of them were made during that relationship, but you can tell he's trying to move forward, but he can't because he's still remembering everything.
That's great.
That's how I viewed it. I could totally be wrong, and he's talking about what happened, recently to his girl he's been having on the side. I could be wrong, but that's how I like to view it, and that's how I came to my conclusion.
I think it could be either way, because there are context clues, that could allude to maybe this conversation could be talking about the woman in question that we just heard about. But there's also things to allude to that he probably is talking to the woman previously that he was with. So I think that this particular song is up to your interpretation, because I think there are certain lyrics that could allude to certain things. And I think that this is more just left up to
interpretation. And I think that's the best way a story should end.
Because I think about the part where he's talking about you're always here to stay. And I have to wonder,
Ooh,
maybe
me.
a dark thing that could maybe possibly part of the narrative
Mm.
of, well, she may have, we don't know how she ended her life.
Mm-hmm. If she even did end her life. Well, maybe she
And let's
did.
say she did, there still is the possibility, unfortunately, that
He has
baby
to-
survived.
He has to raise the kid on his own.
And I think that that's heavily alluded by "You're Always Here to Stay," meaning that the baby is part of her that still exists.
I mean, a lot of people do like to refer to babies as gifts from God, angels and all that.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. I think that that also confirms it. Maybe not. Great song though. Great way to end that.
Honest to God.
Because like when it happened and I heard those chords, I was like, "What are you doing to me, Brent?"
Brent Faiyaz is amazing. We do have to listen to his other albums, though. I feel like we should.
I have.
Fuck the World.
It's been
I
a
hear-
while.
I hear Fuck the World's pretty good.
I should though again. I'm such like a hypocrite because I've listened to this album so much.
I love this album. This album's great. There's never a dull moment on here. I think maybe, Fuck You Talking About, but that's about it.
But yeah.
Personal.
What would you give this album? I'm
8,
curious.
8.5 out of 10. A little low, but still, I think it's good.
I give it a million. I'm kidding. I give it a 9 out of 10.
That's fair.
There are some slow moments
But I think
that are in the narrative, and I do think it gets some taking. You need to get used to it because,
Mhm.
unfortunately, it is a little confusing at first, like the first time, because of the toxic nature. Things could be perceived one way, but I think when you listen to this, you'll understand all the messages correctly.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big problem with not to rag on reviewers are too much, but when these reviewers are like, oh, whatever, this is stupid or it's toxic, it's like, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, if you miss the point, you miss the point.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad we took our time with this one.
Yeah. Honestly, if we had listened to it when we were going to initially record, I would have probably criticized it a little bit more. But I read a little bit more in between the lines of certain things because nothing. I think what this album's complete message is nothing is what nothing is what it seems on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is complex. But also, I think that like I said earlier, like toxic relationships unfortunately are complex and
Exactly.
are sadly normal. Unfortunately, to some degree.
Yeah.
And they can exist into adulthood, unfortunately. But yeah, that's why I'm just glad that we're in a generation now that like talks about red flags.
Honestly,
But also on the flip side, that I see too many chicks on TikTok who are like, he lives with his family. That's a red flag. No, that's not what we're talking about.
No.
No.
We're talking about the obvious things.
No.
We're talking about the very obvious things.
No, if you want a man who has a 5-star mansion, go ahead. That's fine. You can have that. Don't throw your hot take opinions though on TikTok. Which, first of all, I want to say that was probably staged. That video in question, probably.
Brent Faiyaz, please release "Wish You Well."
And also, Brent, please release "Wasting Time" on a 7-inch so I can put that on slow.
Yes, please. I'm okay with that.
You're gonna waste your I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. I mean, he did practically all the other singles
with me.
on the 7-inch. What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
Gravity's on there, I think.
Gravity. Yeah, I own Gravity. And Dead Man
Honestly,
Walking.
I could go for Heavy.
Wish Show You Off. Show You Off was another single that wasn't on this that he also released. I thought that was weird.
I think well, this is something we didn't mention, but I guess we're gonna mention now is this album was in production hell for years.
Thanks, COVID.
It was in. Well, actually, that played a part in it.
Mm-hmm.
He did admit that, but he was also kind of working with more modern producers when the beginning process of this album started. And then he started working with more producers like No ID and like Pharrell and
Neptunes.
Chan. and they were more so offering advice on how to have the narrative of the album, and he was like, paying attention, acknowledging like, the goats like telling him ideas of how like certain things should work and stuff like that. Because I think something that we didn't mention throughout this album is Brent does do most of the production for the most part. There are times where a lot of other people come in too, but there are flat out a couple songs on here where like it's just Brent producing, nothing else but him at all. And I think that's one of the most underrated parts of this album is he put in a lot of the groundwork on this album, and that's why it took so much time. And I do think that this album is going to be hit or miss with fans because the wait was super long.
Yeah.
Some fans may not be a fan of the toxic nature of the story-based thing. But yeah, great album.
Yeah.
What do you think we should talk about next week, Steve Lacy?
I kind of want to talk about Malibu by Anderson. I've been on an Anderson .Paak binge lately.
No, he wants to talk about Anderson .Paak.
Oh, the kissing. That's so good. Oh, I love
it. Smoking out the window.
I regret not getting Malibu on vinyl when I saw it at Urban Outfitters one time. I really wanted it on vinyl at some point.
I thought this girl belonged to only me, but I was wrong. She belongs to everybody but me. Anyways, all right, I'm done with my bit there. My terrible ass thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Malibu next week, huh?
Yeah, Malibu.
Okay. Right. And then I hope that we can talk about either Denzel's album or
IDK's.
About what?
Or IDK's.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you to listen to Simple by IDK.
Oh no, it's just too long.
Dude, brother in Christ,
I can casually listen to an hour and 4-minute album by Brent. However, 18 minutes, a little too long.
Bro, you listened to the 30-minute. I got you to listen to the 30-minute IDK album. I'm struggling to get you to listen to the 16-minute one.
I am sorry. I am so sorry.
It's 16 minutes. God damn it!
I keep putting it off. However, Izzy Reels is one of my favorite albums.
But like that was after I pestered you for years to get you to listen.
I recently had its anniversary a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I'm glad IDK can admit. On the flip side of the whole Fantano thing, that his review got to him. Side note, I really don't like Fantano's review of that IDK album because one, he so clearly wanted an answer to the religion thing, and it's like, no, you see, there's no real answer to that question. There really isn't, and I think we discussed that.
It's supposed to be an up to interpret it.
But two, I also appreciate. Oh, I cut you off. Whoops.
Oh, you're good.
But also, I appreciate that IDK admitted that he let his ego get in the way, and got mad about it and talked about it on his follow-up album.
Yeah,
and that takes a lot for somebody to admit that for sure. But IDK is really cool though. I like him.
Yeah.
Anyways. Shall we leave? I don't know what.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, let's go get some pizza.
Oh, all right. Dope. We're gonna get pizza.
All right. Well, see y'all.
Fuck Drake.
That's gonna be the outro. Fuck Drake.
Drake mid.
Drake has some good singles though.
He has his moments.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
can admit.
We've had this discussion. I'm like
a certified Drake hater. I am the average Drake hater.
Bruh,
I will admit, when that man does good, he does good. When he does a good song, he does a good song. However, I think it is mad annoying that he made a whole video about how good of a person he is, and just gave money away. If you're just gonna do that, you kind of defeat the selflessness of it. Just do it and don't say anything. I still think that song is pretty good, but yeah. Also, congrats to the girl because she graduated. She finally graduated college like a year or two ago.
Okay, but also, we can talk all this shit about Drake, but I better find your loving. I better find your heart. I better find 'cause all I love and
the drum break for that. The drums for that was originally going to be for Flashing Lights too.
I'm aware because Kanye wrote that with him.
Kanye West.
Yeah, Kanye West worked with him on that song.
The One Piece. The One Piece is real. Can we get much higher?
Because originally Kanye was shopping that particular song around. He wrote most of it.
It's a shame we got robbed out of a Charlie Wilson Flashing Lights 2.
That is what it is.
No, the fuck it's not.
All right. We're out of here, folks.
Kanye.
Alvaro's getting Kanye mad.
I'm getting.
Oh,
Fuck Kanye.
this is the worst.
Fuck
outro we've ever
Kanye.
done.
Fuck Drake. No.
We'll see y'all. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Anderson .Paak is a beautiful
Before we
man.
get out of here, Alvaro, is there anywhere anybody can find?
Yeah,
you?
my Twitter.
You see his Twitter on the screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Right there. Right there. I
All
only
right.
post about JoJo's.
Here's my Twitter.
I post about JoJo's, my girlfriend, and that's about it.
Here's my Twitter flashed on the screen. It's very gay. I hope y'all enjoy it.
So gay. So many dicks. So much cock and balls. This man is horny. Aroused. Flustered. Hot flashes.
I'm trying
hard.
to actually plug my Twitch next, and you're just over here roasting me.
Hot flashes. Hard.
Are you done?
I can fix this.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah, if we can get past the cowboy hat and overalls, we'll be
Are you done making your reference for next week? Are you done?
All right, now plug in Andrew's Twitch. Let's hit it.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mhm.
Y'all can go watch me on Steadily Medley.
What's this?
I'm streaming Stuntman Ignition.
Fuck is with this ASMR bullshit.
Playing that Stuntman, 5-star in that goddamn movie.
Calling my
movie
ass
scenes.
like my name ain't Steve. I'm sorry. I haven't done this.
My show now. My show.
I mean, you see this man being racist. It's Latin Heritage Month, and he's just not letting me speak.
I'm so uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry. Finish your. Okay, I'll give you like however long you need to actually plug everything. Plug everything from the start. Plug it all from the start again.
Anyways, so go find me on Twitch, Steadily Medley. We're playing Stuntman Ignition. We're trying to 5-star all those movie scenes, do them perfectly, all that good stuff. YouTube, you've already found it. Andrew, here, you're on Scratch That. Let's talk about this. Alvaro, do you have any more jokes that you need to get out of your system before we leave?
Not a joke, but this man finally started watching JoJo's again after not touching it for like 3 months.
Okay, I realized I was being a hypocrite when I started watching another anime, and I'm like, all right, fine.
Funny punching ghost show.
I started watching Nana, and I'm like, oh man, this is so good. All right.
Oh, Chainsaw Man coming soon. So is Spy Family, which I want to talk about with him, but I know this man will not fucking watch that. So
I will.
Chainsaw Man for sure. I don't know about Spy Family.
I'll watch Spy Family.
Can we? Yay.
I'll watch it.
Yay. It's so good. All right.
I'm gonna read the manga, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, dope. It's at Barnes & Noble, Volume 1.
Dang.
Yeah.
You think I'm that white?
Yeah. I was there yesterday, so if I can get in the Barnes & Noble, you're totally fine.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. See you later.
My phone fell again. Fuck. I was trying to get it to fall. All right.
Now we're actually leaving.
Latin Heritage Month. Shout out my people. This is the last thing I'm going to say. See you guys.